So there's certain directions that I never thought I would have to give my kids. I just take it for granted that there's certain things that they just know not to do. And we were at a movie theater one time watching a movie, and I glance over. Molly's probably 3 years old, and I glance over and she's chewing something. She's eating, and I had not given her anything that she would be chewing on. And so I said, Molly, what are you eating? And she says, gum. And I look at Alan and I said, did you give her gum? And he said, no, I don't give her gum. And I said, Molly, where did you get the gum? And she said, from the seat. So, cool, okay.
It's not until motherhood that you understand why they call a bathroom the restroom, because truly it might be the only 45 seconds of your day where you get a rest throughout the day away from your children. Or maybe not, maybe they'll join you anyway.
So I have 4 kids, and one time our in-laws were visiting from out of state, and dinner was going on, and everybody was getting ready, and we had to run to Circuit City. And the guys all said they would stay home and watch the kids. So my mother-in-law and I were going to Circuit City, and at the last second, our son Ryan said, I want to go. So he jumped in the car, he's in the back seat, we're talking the whole way. We get to Circuit City, pick up our thing. He says, I want to run and look at videos really quick. So he goes to look at videos, and we get in line, we're talking, laughing, get our item, get in the car, get home, and we get out, and my husband says, where's Ryan? And we realized we left him at Circuit City.
Well, I was a perfect mom until I had children. I was pretty sure I knew what to do, and I saw a little girl at Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, she's walking and talking. How come she's in a diaper? And then I had kids, and then I had 3 kids in diapers. And I remember changing a diaper one time while the 3-year-old stood there in a diaper so full because she just wouldn't potty train, and the pee was leaking down her legs. And I'm like, that's it. You're potty training. I mean, she didn't, but that was it. And I was ready to be done with diapers. But there's still somebody in diapers 9 years later, so.
So we try to teach our kids to love our neighbors. And so we have a wonderful gentleman that's 2 doors down, Mr. Bob. And our kids love Mr. Bob, and so Mr. Bob's usually standing outside when we're heading off to school and to work in the mornings, and so we've gotten into a routine of rolling the windows down to say hello to Mr. Bob. But Mr. Bob, one time Wesley was concerned and said, Mom, what's that in Mr. Bob's mouth? And we had to have a conversation about cigarettes and that they can make you sick. And Wesley got really concerned about the health of Mr. Bob, and we prayed about it that night. And the next day it was time to drive by again in the morning, and Wesley rolled down his window and said, Hi, Mr. Bob, stop smoking cigarettes.
There's the time when, you get them all set up in the back seat. They have their crayons, they have their pencils, they have their Game Boys, they have their coloring books, and you're driving out of town, you get maybe an hour out of town, and then you hear blood-curdling screams from the back seat. And so you pull over into this empty dealership, and you get to the back seat, and there's blood everywhere because your child has decided that they would like to know what it feels like to sharpen their finger in the pencil sharpener.